Hilda and Henry live a peaceful life in their quiet suburban town. In their 60s now, their days are slow and filled with routine comforts. Hilda, once a devoted school teacher, still shares soft stories about her old students. Henry spends his time in his small workshop, shaping wood into elegant pieces of furniture with steady hands. Their home is filled with warmth, old photographs, the smell of coffee, and years of laughter. It is the kind of home that feels safe, untouched by tragedy. They once had two sons, Richard and Damien. Richard, the eldest, was bright and full of energy, always laughing, always ready to protect his family. Damien was quieter and more distant, but Hilda loved him deeply. One night, 25 years ago, Richard vanished. By morning, his body was found at the bottom of a gorge. The police called it an accident, and the family tried to believe them. After Richard's death, Damien slowly became more caring, stepping into the space his brother had left behind. It seemed like life had healed, though the wound in Hilda's heart never truly closed. Now, many years later, life looks happy again. Damien is married to Melissa, a gentle woman who calls Hilda Mom, and they have two young children. Damien runs a carpentry business and appears to be a good man, but small cracks begin to appear. Damien visits often, not for family warmth, but to talk about their will, their house, and their savings. He suggests they leave everything to him and Melissa. Melissa agrees with quiet smiles, but something in her eyes feels cold. Hilda grows uneasy. Henry tells her not to worry, but the pressure keeps growing. Damien suggests selling their beloved house and giving him power over their finances. Hilda confides in her sister Harriet, who warns her that Damien's sudden interest in their money feels dangerous. That warning stirs up old memories, Damon's strange calmness after Richard's death, his cold eyes back then, how quickly he replaced his brother. The doubts Hilda buried years ago rise to the surface. Late one night, when the weight of her fear becomes too heavy, Hilda confronts Henry. She asks if he ever wondered about Richard's death. Henry grows silent, and his face shifts with something she has never seen before: guilt. With a trembling voice, he reveals the truth he has hidden for 25 years. He saw Damien push Richard that night. Damien had been stealing money. Richard confronted him, and they fought at the gorge. Henry chose to protect his youngest son, telling no one. Hilda's world shatters. The loving son she thought had saved their family is the same boy who destroyed it. Everything she believed about her family has been a lie. Not long after this revelation, Damien calls with a cheerful suggestion. He wants to take Hilda and Henry on a trip to the mountains to celebrate their 40th wedding anniversary. Fresh air, beautiful views, family time together. His voice is light, but Hilda's heart goes cold. This is his plan. Just like with Richard, a remote place, a deadly accident. That night, she and Henry lie awake in bed, whispering in the dark. They know they cannot refuse because that will only push Damien to try again in another way. So they prepare quietly. Henry hides his phone, ready to secretly record everything. Hilda writes a sealed letter to Harriet, explaining the truth in case they never return. The day of the trip arrives. Damien smiles at their door, Melissa glowing like nothing dark lives behind her eyes. The drive to the mountains feels endless. When they arrive, the place is beautiful, trees, river, birdsong, but it feels like a stage for their deaths. The hike starts gently, then grows steep. Melissa walks ahead laughing and taking pictures, while Damien lingers behind them, silent, watching like a hunter. Hilda feels his eyes on her back with every step. Their bodies grow tired. Damien wants them weak. Finally, Melissa points out a side path leading to a high cliff. She says the view will be perfect for photos. Hilda's heart stops. This is the place. The climb is hard and the rocks loose, but they reach the top. The view is stunning mountains, a river below, but feels like standing at the edge of the world. Melissa raises the camera, smiling sweetly. Damien steps closer behind them. His mask falls. Hilda sees the same cold gleam Henry saw the night Richard died. Damien lunges. Henry grabs his wrist, and all four of them stumble. The ground gives way. They fall together, arms flailing, air rushing, rocks rising to meet them. The impact is brutal. Pain explodes through Hilda's body. She tastes blood. She is sure this is the end until she hears Henry's broken whisper, "Hilda, don't move. Pretend we're dead." Through the pain, she understands. Damien and Melissa are still alive nearby, and if they see any sign of life, they will finish the job. So Hilda lies still. She listens as they groan and whisper, planning how to tell the world about this accident. They think they have won. They think Hilda and Henry are dead, but they are not. They are broken, bleeding, and trapped at the bottom of a gorge, but they are alive. Rescuers arrive, lowering themselves down the cliff. Hilda and Henry stay motionless. One of the rescuers checks for a pulse and believes they are barely clinging to life. They are lifted out on stretchers while Damien and Melissa cry fake tears. At the hospital, chaos surrounds them. Hilda stays silent, pretending to be unconscious. Damien and Melissa come to their bedsides to say goodbye. Damien leans close and whispers words that chill her blood. "You should never have asked about our money. Some truths are better left buried, just like Richard." He does not see the young nurse, Anne, standing nearby. Anne freezes, realizing what she has heard. When Damien and Melissa leave, she quietly speaks to Hilda, asking if she can hear. Hilda moves her finger to answer. Anne alerts the head doctor and the police. They come to Hilda's bedside, promising she is safe now. Slowly, painfully, Hilda opens her eyes and tells them everything. Richard's murder, the years of stolen money, the will, the plan on the mountain. Soon Henry wakes and gives them his phone, which holds the recordings of Damien and Melissa plotting their deaths. Downstairs in the waiting room, Damien and Melissa are still playing their roles as grieving children when officers surround them. They are arrested for the murder of Richard Black and the attempted murder of Hilda and Henry Black. They panic, shouting that it's impossible, that they saw them die. Their lies collapse in minutes as they turn on each other, blaming one another for everything. Months later, the trial begins. Hilda sits in the witness box, looking into Damien's eyes for the first time since the arrest. She sees no regret, only emptiness. Her voice is steady as she says, "My son died the night you killed Richard. What has been living in his place all these years is not my son." The jury is silent as they listen. When the verdict comes, it is final. Both Damien and Melissa are found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without parole. 1 year later, Hilda and Henry return to their quiet home. Their bodies have healed, though their hearts still carry scars. They are in the process of adopting Damien and Melissa's children, determined to give them the safe, loving home they never had. The house is no longer silent. It is full of soft laughter, scattered toys, and warmth again. Every night, after the children are tucked in, Hilda looks at an old photo of Richard on the wall. She touches the frame gently and whispers, "You can rest now." For the first time in decades, she truly believes it.